We don't pay as much attention to street names or addresses. We use our phones and GPS, right?
That's right, but that might not always be the safest way to navigate. So today we are joined by Kirstin Davis, who's with the Spokane County 911, to talk with us about the importance of knowing your surroundings. And you may have some tips for anyone who's watching this morning.
Absolutely. So that is exactly it, is that with technology, we don't pay attention necessarily to addresses on houses and things like that. So we really want to remind people that on those day-to-day situations, and you'd be surprised at how many people don't know the actual address of their workplace, and they need to call us.
Just saying.
And they need to call us in an urgent time. And also remember that when you are making that call, it's under stress. So what you really want to do is know those things in advance, so that if that should happen, if you do need to use that service, that you're prepared. Because that's the worst thing, is if you're scrambling and it's something really serious that you need timely help with. So make sure that if you're visiting friends, make sure your kids know what their if they have a best buddy that they go to all the time, make sure they know what their address is, things like that. Know what your work address is, places you visit a lot, like grandma and grandpa's house, things like that. So things that we just kind of take for granted day to day, make note of that. And then secondly, we have great outdoor activities here, right? So we want to make sure that people are prepared, not just with the 7 essentials as they get out there in their hiking world, but make sure that you know what trail you're on. Make sure you have an idea of what the cell coverage might be around there, things like that, so that you are prepared if something should happen, to be able to tell people how to find you. And then finally, we really want to teach our kids. So parents.com really recommends that, teaching them what their address is about age 4 is a good idea. So there's a few ways you can do that. One is sit down, get out the markers, make a map of your neighborhood with the streets, and then put in big letter, or in big numbers, I should say, on your house, what is your address, and help them remember that. Use flashcards. They love flashcards. It's an easy way for them to remember. And make sure that you also teach them how to use 911. We have so many different devices now. And so, it's not as easy as it used to be where you just pick it up, 911. It's, get the screen unlocked, hit 911, or find the emergency button, things like that. So it's important to start to incorporate that into what they're learning. I
think this sort of goes along the same lines as how many of us don't know phone numbers anymore because
Absolutely.
They're programmed into our phones. And the same thing, it makes sense that we don't know addresses either.
Absolutely.
I wonder if it could be helpful. I know that I have some addresses actually inputted in my phone under the contact in case I ever need it.
Absolutely.
When I have family members who move and I don't know it anymore.
Absolutely. And a lot of times, your phone will tell you your location if you can get to the map. But a lot of times if people are on the phone, they don't, that's a lot to try to navigate while you're in a really, intense, stressful situation. So just, keep that as part of your knowledge as you move through your day-to-day life.
All right, Kirstin Davis with Spokane County 911, thank you so much for sharing those tips.
Absolutely.
And hopefully we'll get some people educated out there, especially their little ones as well.
We love to help, so we want to make sure we help really quickly.
Thank you. Good point.
It is 6:19. Now you're watching KREM 2 Morning News. We're back after a quick break.